Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to this Rest and Worship Saturday, where basically I bring you some topics, some information that during this particular Sabbath that really resonated with me. So basically, I'm entitling this teaching, Aiming for Greatness. Okay, and so basically, all right, my name is Sheila Rollins, and I am the founder of H.U.L.A Ministries Entertainment and Associates, Inc. And on this YouTube, we are Overcomers Anonymous, where we support anybody desiring to overcome anything, and we do it through what Christ has done for us on the cross. And so, okay, so if you haven't already come a part of this wonderful YouTube family, why don't you oblige us by taking a moment to click that subscribe button, and the button will come up all. Hit all, a bell will come up and hit all. And then that way, every time I do a new upload, you will get a notification. And if you hear something you like, you see something you like, give me some thumbs up. Okay, and remember to comment. I like to hear what you think. Maybe you have a topic that you'd like me to go over or something. It's all welcome. And remember, as you're subscribing, and you sharing, encourage subscription as you share. Thank you so much. Okay, so all right, so I wanted to share what resonated me. So all day long. It took me to try to figure out just what I wanted to present. That's why I'm getting it out kind of late, all right? And so what I decided on was, it happened in my morning. I think it was in my on the dark side of the Sabbath, last evening, Friday evening, once the sun set, it was a Sabbath. So the dark side of Sabbath, I read for my evening worship, Joshua, the 8th chapter. And as you know, Joshua basically, is now the leader of the children of Israel in this particular story. And so Joshua had learned basically to obey God. Okay. And so, in his obedience, it's like God had told him that, he was giving him the victory over Ai. Okay. And that he was going to make him prosperous. In the 3rd chapter of John, verses 1 and 2, it says, "Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prosper." Okay. And whereas one time in my life, I thought it was something wrong with prosperity. Okay. And I was willing to ruin my health or whatever in the things that I thought. However, being that God is my daddy and he's my first husband, I'm willing to be obedient to him, and I'm willing to side with him on the things that he wants me to do. So, okay, so if I'm going to ever be great, and while I'm aiming for greatness, the stories that I read in the Bible are really helpful. So this story about Joshua was really helpful. So, okay, so Joshua finds himself in a situation to where he has to conquer Ai. And so basically God lays down the plan for him. He said, basically, you create this ambush. Okay, now God knows everything. So Joshua, he told him to create this ambush, and then, you come down and basically y'all say, and I'm going to bring it up to today's terms, nada nada boo boo, with all these people in the front. And when they chase after y'all, then you bring out the people in the ambush and you set the place on fire. And as a result, Joshua followed every step that God told him to do. Okay, and so when the people of Ai chased them, after basically they said, nana, nana, boo, boo, okay, like a little kid, they chased them, all right? And when they look back, it's like Joshua, I think he blew a trumpet. When they look back, okay, because this was of like triumph. When the people of Ai looked back, the whole place was all on fire. And God had basically told them that, basically that they can have the increase that came as a result of winning the battle over Ai. And so basically, and God telling me that he's going to prosper me, you can understand why this story was important. God is trustworthy. God has a plan for us. Okay. In the Bible, it talks about, Jeremiah 29:11. It says, "For I know the thoughts." I know that you're used to us people saying the plans, but that's another version. King James Version says, thoughts. I know the thoughts that I have of you, thoughts to prosper you, not of evil and all that kind of thing, and to give you an expected end. And God's expectation is greatness. He wants his children to be great. And that's why, with me obeying God, when I look in Exodus, the 20th chapter, verse 8, in dealing with the Sabbath, because the day being the Sabbath, that I'm good with, the Sabbath is pointing back to creation, like, pausing and resting, as Christ said, because it points us to creation, and then in Dueteronomy, the 5th chapter, verse 15, it points us to how God had brought the children of Israel where they were slaves, how he had redeemed them back from Egypt, okay? Revelations, the 14th chapter, where it talks about the three angels' messages, where they said Babylon is fallen, that we need to come out away from like false teaching and all that kind of stuff. And it says to fear God and to worship him. And in Exodus and also in Dueteronomy, there's a part where it talks about, I know in Exodus there's a part where it talks about the Sabbath is blessed, is sanctified, is blessed, and is hallowed, which means set aside for holy purposes. And there's no other day that God has said this about but the seventh day of the week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So Saturday don't have nothing to do with the name of the day, but the sequence of the day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. Okay? And so I don't have any problem in following God, even when in keeping the Sabbath, the fourth commandment. And here it says, like, here is the patience of the saints. And look on the description. On the side of the title, there's an arrow. Click on the arrow and you can hit the description. And I have where that comes from. It says, here is the patience of the saint. Here is they that keeps the commandments and the faith of Jesus. And the Bible says that it was Jesus's custom to go to the synagogue, which is the church, on the Sabbath day. On the Sabbath day. So we as his followers, should we also go to church on the seventh day, the Sabbath, which today is Saturday, like Christ did? Okay, this be my daddy. This be my husband. And he got to be my husband when I backslid and I came back. And Christ said, God says that he's married to the backslider. Okay, and I did backslide. So therefore, that's my husband. I'm going to be obedient to him. So as I move into greatness, I'm going to move in such a flow that I will be obedient to God for once in my life. I'm being obedient in all areas of my life. Pray for me. I'll be praying for you. I love you. Remember to subscribe. It's totally free. Share everywhere on all social media platforms and encourage subscription as you share. I love you. See you in the next YouTube.